A gracious good day to one and all once again. 'Tis I, Norton the First, by grace of God, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico. Back with you once again for episode 86 of Emperor Norton's Fantastic History Vlog. Today is July 3rd, 2020. It is our 108th day under COVID-19 restrictions. Let's begin with our national days, one of our newer segments. Today is International Plastic Bag Free Day. Well, that's a good thing to do, not to use single-use plastics. Of course, with bags, it's gotten kind of hard right now because you're not supposed to bring your reusable bags with you to the market. So maybe ask for paper, at least that's more easily recyclable. It is National Eat Beans Day. So take Brack's advice, eat your beans. National Stay Out of the Sun Day. No problem here in San Francisco, that's for sure. Disobedience Day. Get out and be disobedient. Make a difference. Make some change. Air Conditioning Appreciation Day. Well, being the middle of July, and since most of you don't live in San Francisco. And Compliment Your Mirror Day. Okay. That sounds rather odd to me, but whatever works. Our newest segment, of course, is This Day in Florida Man. And maybe this is kind of a common story this time of the year, but it's the only one that really came up. There was another one that was fake. You gotta do your research on this stuff, you know. Today's story is Fireworks Blows Off Florida Man's Fingers on Merritt Island. He lost 3. A Florida man in his early 20s was airlifted as a trauma alert after he suffered severe injury to his right hand from an exploding firework just after 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday, July 3rd, 2018 on Merritt Island, Florida. Brevard County Fire Rescue crews responded to Lingstrom Lane, where the man was reported to have had 2 fingers amputated by the Independence Day holiday blast. Be careful with those fireworks. Don't use the unsafe, insane ones. Use the safe and sane. You know, it sounded like a battleground here the last week or so. There was an M80 that went off just outside the Imperial Palace last night. It literally shook the building. Well, let's get into our San Francisco story for today. And as we so often do, we're relying on John Ralston's wonderful tome, This Day in San Francisco. It goes on July 3rd, 1852, that Wells, Fargo and Company advertises in the Alta California. Henry Wells was born in Thetford, Orange County, Vermont in 1805, son of a Congregationalist clergyman who moved to upstate New York. At age 22, Wells opened a speech therapy school in Rochester, possibly because he stuttered badly himself. In 1841, Wells became agent for the shipping firm Harnden and Company, Albany, New York. When his suggestion to expand service to Chicago was rebuffed, Wells left Harnden. In April 1845, he established Wells and Company in association with a man named Dunning, and with Wells' employee William G. Fargo. In 1850, Wells, Fargo, and John Butterfield, who would operate the continent's first overland express service, organized a joint stock company named American Express. American Express got backing from Eastern capitalists to expand west. Capitalized at $300,000, a new company, Wells, Fargo and Company, organized under the laws of the state of New York and elected officers on April 21st, 1852. Carter arrived in San Francisco on June 27, 1852. He being apparently a fast worker. The new concern's first advertisement appeared on an Alta, California inner page on July 1st. A much more prominent advertisement appeared on the front page in the upper left corner on July 3rd, 1852. Of course, Wells Fargo is still with us today. You know, if you go into one of their banks, they'll open up an account for you if you want, or if you don't. That's recycled from the tour. Well, let's get into our other history for today. Because on this date in 1608, the Samuel de Champlain founds the city of Quebec on his birthday. 1806, Michael Keynes exhibits the first large-scale cultivated strawberry, a large fruit strawberry called the Keene seedling. 1884, Dow Jones publishes its first stock index, the Dow Jones Transportation Average. 1886, the first New York Tribune printing using the first commercial Linotype machine. That revolutionized printing. 1947, 252,288 people passed through Grand Central Station in New York City. That's a record. And on this date in 1981, the New York Times ran a story on page A20 that a rare cancer was seen in 41 homosexuals. That would be the first reporting of what would go on to become the AIDS pandemic. Our births today, 1878, George M. Cohan. That's funny. I thought he was born on the 4th of July. He was born on the 3rd of July. 1883, Kafka. Oh, no, not Kafka the cat. Franz Kafka, his namesake. 1906, George Sanders. Remember him from All About Eve? Addison DeWitt, I believe is the name of this character. He won an Academy Award for that. 1908, one of the greatest food writers ever, M.F.K. Fisher. Never read her writings, they're extraordinary. 1937, playwright Tom Stoppard. 1941, celebrity attorney Gloria Allred. 1943, Geraldo Rivera. I wonder if you ever found Al Capone's safe. 1947, actor Betty Buckley. 1947 as well, writer, humorist Dave Barry. 1951, Jean-Claude Duvalier, Baby Doc, the dictator of Haiti. I don't think we do hats off to dictators. No. 1962, Tom Cruise. 1964, Yeardley Smith. You may be familiar with her if you are a fan of Simpsons because she is the voice of Lisa. And has been for over 30 years now. 1971, the founder of WikiLeaks, Julian Assange. Pardon me, mispronounced his name. I don't want him coming after me and the Empire. Oh dear, that would be bad. Deaths today, 1904, Theodor Herzl, Austrian journalist and founder of the Zionist movement. 1969, Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones drowns to death at the age of 27. Another member of the 27 Club, 1971, Jim Morrison of the Doors. Did I just say that Brian Jones was in the Doors? I hope not. Brian Jones was in the Rolling Stones. Jim Morrison was in the Doors. I hope I didn't say that. We'll see in the edit. 1986, Rudy Valley. A lot of you won't be familiar with him. He sang for a megaphone, kind of a falsetto voice sometimes, if I remember right. He was an LA traffic commissioner, I remember, at one point. He tried to get the street in front of his house renamed Rue de Valley. Rue de Valley. See, Rudy Valley. And it didn't happen. Good thing. 1989, one of my favorite actors, Jim Backus. You remember him from Rebel Without a Cause. Of course, Gilligan's Island, Thurston Howell III, and Mr. Magoo. Anytime I take my glasses off, I feel like Mr. Magoo. Oh, where were we? Oh, 1993, Curly Joe DeRita. He was a member of the Three Stooges, replacement for Curly. And then there was Joe. And of course, Shempry joined the act at one point. You could never really replace Curly, but Curly Joe did a pretty good job, I'd have to say. 2007, Boots Randolph, American saxophonist. If you're a fan of, oh dear, I forgot his name all of a sudden. He uses the song Yakety Sax. Oh, I'll remember it and put it up here in the name. Oh, I can't remember for the life of me right now. But you've heard that song a lot if you've seen that show. And that show's name, Benny Hill. The Benny Hill Show. I got it. Things like this usually pop back into my brain, usually right as I'm trying to fall asleep. I know some of you know what I'm talking about, right? Yes. And 2008, Larry Harmon, Bozo himself. In 1956, Harmon purchased the licensing rights to the Bozo character from Capitol Records. I had that record. Harmon marketed the Bozo property aggressively. By the late 1960s, Harmon had licensed local Bozo TV shows in nearly every U.S. market as well as in other countries. Harmon also produced a series of Bozo animated cartoons intended to be shown with the live-action show performing Bozo's voice himself. So depending upon which city you lived in, you had your own Bozo. They were not all Larry Harmon, but they were in the cartoon. That's probably more about Bozo than you've ever wanted to know, right? 2012, we lost Andy Griffith, a great actor. Of course, The Andy Griffith Show, Matlock. He was also a gospel singer, writer. If you have never seen his movie, Face in a Crowd, let me make sure I'm getting that title right. A Face in the Crowd. It's a real parable for our times. Please watch it if you've never seen it. He's incredible in it. He plays a real cad who bears somewhat of a resemblance to a certain other cad we have with us at the moment, which shall remain nameless. You'll be able to fill in the blanks. And 2019, we lost comedian, one of the stars of Laugh-In, Artie Johnson. Very interesting. Well, with that bad imitation, that wraps it up for today. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay inside, and stay healthy. Numbers are going way up. As I said, we set a record yesterday for new COVID-19 cases. You look at virtually every other country in the world, their curve is going down. Ours is going back up. Why? We rushed the reopening, and we have people that simply think it's against their constitutional rights to wear a mask. Wear the damn mask. You'll save lives, not just yours, but others. Don't get me started. Don't take unproven tours. Be kind to one another, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow for our 4th of July special with the Countess, Lola Montez of Lansville. That's always a very fun and different episode, so we hope to see you then. Until we see you again, a gracious